We're here today with Adrian from Reveal. They're doing some fantastic work. Delighted to have him. Adrian, tell us a little bit about yourself and your expertise.
Hey, what's up, Tony? Great to be here. Great to be with the Cyrene AI community. Super excited for the launch later today. Um, yeah, I mean, I worked in banking, fintech before moving full time into crypto. Worked at BNP Paribas doing digital transformation. BNP Paribas is one of the world's largest banks, French originally.
Mhm.
Worked out of the offices here in New York and led really digital transformation efforts. So I was able to really like get to understand, sort of the banking system pretty deeply across, a massive structure like BNP Paribas and the different business lines. So that was insightful. After that, worked in venture building within fintech. I did that at Deloitte Digital Ventures and during my MBA at UC Berkeley and basically built digital business units for some of the biggest reinsurance companies, for some of the biggest retail banks here in the US. So got to learn a lot more on how do you actually bring to market a new, sort of digital product for more traditional institutions. And I guess I've been full time in crypto now since 2018, 2019. Started a first company that was at the intersection of music and blockchain called Mediarite. I think we were maybe like 10 years too early at that time. So learned a lot through just being in the trenches. Been through a couple cycles. Obviously saw stable coins like become such a massive trend, and realized that yeah, I was pretty convinced early on that that was the future of money. It just seemed to make sense in so many ways. And so we identified a specific issue, which is that stable coins are like super fragmented, right? And you've
Incredibly.
got some people who want to use USDC, and within that group, some people want to use it on Base, some people want to use it on Solana, some people want to use it on Polygon, and then you've got people who want to use USDT, right? And they want to use it on BNB chain or on Tron or whatnot. And then obviously, today we have more than 200 different stable coins, right? So it's like super fragmented.
Mhm.
And for sure, like USDT and USDC cover, I think now it's like 90 to 95% of the market cap. But nevertheless, like we're seeing PayPal USD, like PYUSD become bigger. We're seeing a lot of banks launch their own stable coins. And so when we saw this fragmentation, we thought to ourselves, if stable coins are going to become the number one medium of payments, we need to offer a product and an infrastructure that can allow people to transact between this like super fragmented landscape
Mm.
in a really easy way, right? And so we built we built Reveal really off of two core products. Our core infrastructure is something we call PayID. It's a universal stablecoin ID. It means that I can just tag you like at Tony and send you, let's say I have like USDC on Base, but you want to receive USDT on BNB. Like I can just tag you, send you what I have, and the transaction automatically settles to what you want, right? So we fully abstract that complexity.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, we've built Riva AI, which is really our core retail product. And that allows people to do these transactions directly in their messaging and communication apps and really transact with AI or sort of with an AI native type of interface. We allow users to basically connect their messaging, social media apps to this Pay ID. And so now let's say your Twitter handle or your Telegram handle becomes your payment ID. And so I can just in Telegram, tell the Riva bot, hey, send, at Tony, let's say that's your Telegram handle, at Tony like $20, and it just executes the transactions directly from my Telegram, right? So,
Mhm.
you know, I think what's cool about that is we're all so connected online, right? Whether you're an immigrant and you've got family back home in a different country, whether you're a freelancer and you're working with companies all across the world, a
Mhm.
creator and you've got fans, all across the map, like we're all connected online, but we sit again on top of such a fragmented payment system. And
That's
so our goal with Riva AI is like, how can we turn our communication channels into payment pathways? And that's really what we're building. We think that's the future of money for many reasons that I'm happy to go into. And obviously super excited to get the the Cyrene AI community involved as we get closer and closer to launching the Riva token.
cooking. All right, fantastic. Why don't you go ahead and share your screen? I would love to visualize it, see what we're working with.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually gonna share a bit of alpha here because I'm gonna share a quick recorded demo of the mobile app that we're about to launch in like a week or two. And so this is not even out yet, but I think it'll give a good view of how simple it is to make a transaction with Riva AI and how you can connect your socials and then transact directly in your socials. So let me pull this up.
Sure. Tap in.
Can you guys see this?
Yes, we're in
All
there.
right, cool.
Cool.
So unfortunately, I think the volume doesn't work when I play it, so I'll just sort of walk through it. But basically, here we're in the app, and the first thing that the user does is claim this Pay ID, right? This universal stablecoin ID. So here you can see the ID is being claimed, and that just sort of registers your account. We're going through the sign-up flow here. So obviously, security is primordial. You need a PIN. You can activate Face ID. And we'll skip the referral code. Now, once you're in the interface of the app, it's basically like a chat interface, right? And so you can engage with the agent to execute transactions, right? And so here, we can see there's a balance of $5, and this user here is going to just send some funds to Andre, one of our team members. All he has to do is tell the agent, send $1 to Andre. And then the agent actually just executes that on the back end.
Oh, wow.
Now, simple natural language, and that can happen in any type of message. You can see in the transaction activity that he's sending USDC on Base. And so now we've switched to Andre's account. And if you look at Andre's transaction activity, there we go. You can see that the dollar came in, and you can see that he received USDT on BNB, right? And so that was, no one talked about USDC or USDT or Base or BNB, right? Like all of that was on the back end. But the user received what they want to receive, and the first user sent what they wanted to send.
Chain abstraction
So,
at its finest right there.
exactly, like fully abstracted, right? Now, here, Andre is connecting his basically his Riva Pay account to his Telegram. And now in Telegram, by chatting with the agent, he can execute a transaction directly there, right? Just again, send $1 to Aldo, and it executes the transaction directly in Telegram. So you can connect your Twitter, you can connect your Telegram, you can connect your WhatsApp. We'll be rolling out Discord, XMTP, eventually email, and basically all of these communication channels just become payment pathways, right? So imagine you're communicating with your family abroad in WhatsApp, and you want to be able to do a remittance payment. You'll be able to directly do that in your communication channels. Maybe you're a freelancer and you're talking to companies you're working with in Telegram. You can do payments there. And obviously we're just starting with like send and request, type of payment flows, but we've got a whole pipeline and whole roadmap of specific payment flows that we're going to be enabling. Just to give you some hints: invoice generation, bill splitting, and eventually like social commerce and e-commerce. So all that will be available, just with your payment companion with Riva AI directly in your communication channels.
All right. It's so epic. Anything else too you want to highlight on the product roadmap? Like what are you guys looking to achieve this year?
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the most exciting things for us is obviously we've built this entire infrastructure and we've got our own application, but we're also working with a bunch of different partners in which we're going to integrate PayID and the agent. And these are primarily other wallets, right? And so you can, and I can't share names just yet, but you can imagine that you're using your favorite wallet and you'll be able to basically create a pay ID on top of your favorite wallet and connect the Riva agent on top of it, and then use your favorite wallet directly in your messages as a way to transact, right? And so users won't necessarily need to generate a whole new wallet. They'll just be able to use Riva AI on top of whatever is your favorite wallet. So that's obviously something we're super excited. Along with that, we announced recently that we're part of Mass Challenge. For those who don't know what that is, it's a corporate innovation program basically with big financial institutions. And so we're doing the same type of integration exercise with traditional, banks and credit unions here in the US. Basically allowing this, pay via your communication channels, pay via your messages to be added on top of a traditional bank account, right? And so the flow there is money will flow from a bank account into stable coins across your messages to whoever is the recipient. And then from that point on, it could either stay in stable coins or even move to their bank account, right? And
Mhm.
so, Riva AI and our long-term vision is really how do we become a global account-to-account payment solution that can sit on top of any wallet, any bank account, fintech account, whatever you're using, and facilitate global payments at scale directly in your messages and in our communication channels.
Absolutely love it. Bringing the hoodies to the suits. I'm all about that.
Exactly.
Let's go. Talk to us more about some of the traction and adoption that you guys have seen so far. I know it's, you guys have done some amazing work and have some, incredible accolades, that you've already achieved throughout this, journey so far.
Yeah, for sure. So we rolled out PayID, so that's the core infrastructure, in March last year. And then the agent at the end of May, early June, right? So it hasn't really been a year even, and we've reached some insane numbers for the first year. So we have over 750,000 registered pay IDs, actually getting close to like 800,000, and over 300,000 users of Riva AI. And we have processed now close to 60 million in peer-to-peer transaction volume. In crypto, we're used to seeing big numbers in volume because it's mainly trading.
Sure.
So this can seem small, but if you look at payments, this
Mhm.
is way beyond what a payments company usually does within the first year. Yeah, just to give
Mhm.
you sort of an order of magnitude, initial year for like payments companies, you can get to like 40 to 50 million, but we're like, I guess, 9 months into Riva AI and have already done close to 60, and we'll probably close the year close to 100. So obviously super excited with this traction. I think it just speaks to how easy we're making it for people to transact, and that's something we're super proud of. So obviously the traction has been awesome. On top of that, we've done a partnership with Binance Wallet, which has brought a lot of not just credibility but a lot of visibility. We've been able to onboard a lot of users through that, and obviously has brought a lot of attention to the upcoming token launch as well. And as I mentioned, now we're partnering with some very exciting chains and wallets to expand, sort of the accessibility of Riva AI.
For sure, things are cooking to say the least.
No doubt.
Would love to hear a little bit more from you about the token utility.
Yeah, for sure. So we, looked at how traditional payments, specifically credit cards, were leveraging, points, right? And we thought there was a way to sort of get inspired by that system, but offer a way to really reward like network participants for helping the network grow. And so the way we've built out the whole tokenomics and token value flow is the following. If you transact using Riva AI, you get basically cashback rewards, a percentage of your transaction. If you refer new users into the network, you get referral rewards, right? And so as you help the network grow, you get rewarded. Obviously, when the network grows, that generates more revenue. And from the revenue, we have a rev share that automatically goes towards buyback, right? And so your rewards become more valuable. And so this really creates a really, great sort of flywheel where the more you contribute to network growth, obviously the more revenue comes in, the more buybacks happen, and the more valuable the tokens that you've received become. And so we think this is a powerful way to incentivize, people to help the network grow, but also reward them for that. So that's at a high level what the Riva tokenomics are going to be like. And I think it works well because we've seen cashback type of programs work really well in the traditional world. And with the tokenization of that and the cashback element, the buyback element, we're able to create this, this system that I think has sustainability in it. So yeah, that's the high level tokenomics. We've written a whole light paper that people can go through. We explain in details like how that works, as well as some of the formula in terms of what is the buyback going to be like. We've written sort of an algorithm for the buyback that makes sure that the buyback amount doesn't drop, right? So that we can make sure that the buyback continues to grow as revenue grows. So yeah, people should go read that out. And obviously, if they have questions, jump into our community on Discord or Telegram and come ask us some questions.
Okay, fresh. Where can we find out more information about you, the team, and Reveal?
Yeah, I mean we're fully doxed team. We're pretty public, so if you want to sort of dig into the team itself, like LinkedIn is probably the best place to do it. But we're also super active on Discord. We've got a really strong Discord community. So check out our community Discord. And then I'm pretty active on Twitter as well. Like to engage there. So yeah, most socials, I guess.
Okay, absolutely fire. Well, phenomenal product, rockstar team, and yeah, wish you the best of luck.
No, I appreciate it. We're obviously super excited to be working with Serene AI. I think for us, what's cool about this this collaboration is Reveal is a multi ecosystem project, right? We have been supporting BNB and Base and Polygon and Optimism and obviously ETH mainnet for a while. We are very excited to move into the Solana ecosystem as well, and I know that a lot of your community is there. And we will be integrating Solana into our Pay ID infrastructure, right? So facilitating transaction, let's say from USDC on Solana to USDT on BNB or whatnot. And so for us, this strategic allocation to Serene AI and this Solana-based community is sort of a first step in that direction for us, and super excited to get more and more engaged with the Solana ecosystem as well.
Absolutely, music to my ears. Internet capital markets.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Reveal to the moon, and thank you so much. Bye now.